Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely and awesome and effective Tuesday. Hey, remember, no 0 days. Do something for you, do something for your business, do something for someone else. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue on with this practice exam for ASVAB, as well as some of the questions can be helpful for GED, for AccuPlacer, and any of those assessed areas. So as you guys are coming in, just go on ahead and say hi. But the first example is up and ready because I only have 45 minutes for today's live because I'm going to be tutoring like a crazy woman, all right? So if you really want me as a tutor, you better grab me, snag me as soon as you can. All right, so welcome on in. Is that Gamble? Hello, Big Al, hello. And then Asusina? Is that how you pronounce it correctly? If not, please let me know. All right, so let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Whoa, that's a lot. Here we go. So Denise, okay, buys a soda for 90 cents, a candy bar for $1.20, and a bag of chips for $2.99. Assuming a 3 5/10% sales tax, how much change will she receive from a $10 bill? A, $6.13, B, $5.75, C, $5.25, or D, $4.82. So whoever says, hey, when am I ever going to use this in real life? There you go. Exhibit A. All right, so go ahead and see what you got. And whatever you do, put your answers in. If you're not sure what the answer is, you can always use a question mark because that also tells me I'm still going to break it down. But I want to give people a chance to try to figure it out. So we got a soda for 90 cents, candy bar for $1.20, a bag of chips for $2.90, and assume that there is a 3.5% sales tax. How much change will she receive after giving that person a $10 bill? Is it A, B, C, or D? Now remember, if you're not sure, you can put the question mark and we can break it down anyway. All right. So if we have, let's see if I can scroll on up. There's a couple people that's already put some stuff in. Okay, Okay, we had a couple of D's, one question mark. We have a D, got a follow. Thank you so much. Hey, Test Square, good afternoon for you. PBX, it's got a B, Big L saying D. Do we include the C? The CRV, we're just doing what's right in front of us, okay? So, Casey, we got that 482, which is my D. It's actually 481. Yes, you're going to round it up clean because guess what? We don't have 0.815 change, okay? It's only in the hundredths columns. So, we have Zing with B and D. We got a couple of D's, a couple of C's. Now 481s, we got Mark Van, thank you. Mama DB. All right, we got Yaya with her C. Okay, we got some comments that is being protected. Ooh, what kind of nastiness are you guys saying right now? It's so early. This is not Audrey After Dark. Come on, let's keep it clean. All right, so we have our B's, we have our D's. Reasons deduction. Okay, so $5 cost, we got that. Just tell me what my answer is, darling. That's all it is. Is it D? I got D's, I got C's, I got B's. Okay, Matt's giving me a whole dissertation, which is right, and I appreciate that, which is 4.82. All right, so we got our D's. Now, let's take a look. First off, we need to get ourselves together. So we have our 90 cents. Then we have our $1.20, and then we have our $2.90. Now, remember, if you're taking the ASVAB, the GED, and the AccuPlacer, you cannot use a calculator. So you need to practice how you play. That's how I used to say to my basketball players, if you have a crappy practice, you're going to have a crappy game, regardless of what you want to do. All right? So we're going to have to do this manually. So when you're adding and subtracting, you have to line up your decimal points. Okay, so we got all our zeros, bring that 0 down. Okay, we have 9 and 9 and 18. With 2, that gives me 20, carry that 2. Then we have 2, 2 and 1, that gives me 5. So that's our $5. Now, we're talking about that 3.5% sales tax. So 3.5%, we need to change that as a true decimal. So you're probably saying, well, Audrey, it already has a decimal, so I should just be able to bring that down. No, because right now it's still as a percentage. So if I'm going from a percent to a true decimal, I'm not starting at the percent sign. That's where a lot of people usually make errors. When it already has a decimal, start at where the original decimal is, and you still move over 2 times to the left. So that means we got that $5, and we are going to multiply by 0.035. So 35 thousandths. Okay, that's being multiplied by your 5. Excuse me. Okay, so now I got 5 and 5, that gives me 25, carry the 2, 3 and 5, 15 plus 2 is 17, carry 1, 5 and 0 gives me 0 plus the 1, all right? So you're like, well, what are we calculating, Audrey? Well, we're calculating that sales tax, okay? We got to calculate what that sales tax is. So if we're taking a look at that 3.5% of, which means multiplication, of the $5, we're looking at basically 1, 2, 3. We got 1, 2, 3. Since, as I said earlier, our change does not have 3 decimal places, it has 2. So we need to round to the hundredth spot. So we're looking at 18 cents. So we need to add, or not add, basically take our tax out of that 10. So when we take it from that 10, we're going to have our 482. So basically what you're being charged is that 518, and we need to take $10 from that. Okay? So the 18 cents was the 3.5% sales tax. We had to add it to our total. Hell, welcome to America. Gotta love it. All right. And then you gave a $10 bill. So we're trying to figure out how much change you're going to get back. So that's subtraction. So we can take this 10, make it a 9, make that 0, make that a 9, and make this last 0 into a 10 because we're borrowing. So 10 minus 8, 2, 9 minus 1, 8, and 9 minus 4, 9 minus 5, 4. Now, once I figure out my total, normally this is what I do to make change. I count up. So I figure out, okay, I got my 18 cents, and it's like, all right, how much change do I need to make it into a whole dollar? Then I'll get my 6, then I'll give you the $4. So the 82 cents, if I give them 82 cents, and then that will get me to 6. Then 10 minus 6 will give me my 4. So that's usually how I make my change. But that's how we're going. All right. Okay. Number 12. A road map is drawn on a scale of 1 inch equals 10 miles. When planning your trip, you notice that you have to travel 10 inches on the map to the first turn, 7 inches to the second turn, then 15 inches to your destination. Your car gets 28 miles per gallon and gas costs $2.73 per gallon. How much gas money will you need for the round trip? This here for the round trip. So is it A, $42.86, B, $33.27, C, $62.41, or D, $51.23. So avocado, how can you get better at word problems? Do them. Everybody, every time you're faced with a word problem, you always escape from it. Don't escape from it. Do it. Practice it. That's the only way you can get it. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, Kendra, how are you? All right, so I got Sid, Annette, and B all giving me C's. K Marsh is giving me an A. Okay, thank you so much for a follow, guys. Okay, MB switching it to a B. Okay, remember, if you're just like, I don't know, remember you have a question mark, but give it a try. Give it a try. What are they asking? So they're saying 1 inch equals 10 miles. So if you got 10 inches on your first turn, 7 inches on your second turn, and 15 inches to your destination, okay, then your car gets 28 miles per gallon, and the cost of gas is like $2.73. So it's like, how much gas money will you need for the round trip? Round trip, there and back. All right, so I got a couple more C's. Okay, so round trip. So we got a few more C's. Got a D. All right. It's like, hey, test square. Okay, Edward, welcome in. D-Ruse, welcome in. Hayward, welcome in. Jamie, thank you so much for your honesty. Okay, I'm going to break it down in a few. Brandon, we got a B. Wake up with saying C. Okay, Cat with a C. All right, thanks so much for the follows. Martha with a C. Reds with a C. Gio with a B. Okay, the fight doctor. Hello. Hopefully everything's going well with you, sir. All right, so you're saying A. Eddie, we got a C. Jason, we have a C. Jason in Vegas. Ooh, I bet you got some secrets. All right, Fireboy with B's. Gabs with C's. We'll say with Shay and Black Orchid. And then Chris with a B. All right, so let's take a look. First off, let's take a look at how many inches we're going to deal with here. All right, so we have our 10, we have our 7, that gives us 17, plus our 15, so we're looking at 32 inches. Okay, so with the 32 inches, we can do a comparison with there's 1 inch is equivalent to 10 miles. All right, so if I'm saying that 1 inch is equivalent to 10 miles, or 10 miles, and we have 32 inches, how many miles would that be? Okay, how many miles would that be? So since we're doing a comparison, we have what's called a proportion. There we go. So we're going to multiply 1 times x, which simply just gives me x. And then we're going to multiply 32 times 10, so that gives me 320. But like someone mentioned, they weren't sure, 320 miles, that's just going to your destination. Okay, remember it says so here, to your destination. But they want to round trip. So if we're talking about the round trip, we're basically multiplying this by 2. Or we could just add 320 to itself. So we got our 0, we got our 4, we have our 6. So we're actually looking at it from 640 miles. But how much gas money we're trying to get? So remember, they told us a little bit of something else. They told us that we get 28 miles per gallon. Well, if we want to know how much gas money we're going to get, and then we're going to have to do something with the 273 per gallon. So we got our miles, we need our gallon. So we can just basically do this. 640 divided by 28. Okay, so we got our miles per gallon and we got our miles. So when we divide, we're going to actually get our gallons. So we're going to have 22.86 gallons. And since we're saying, sorry, I keep going up and down, up and down. Since we're saying $2.73 per gallon, we're going to multiply this. Okay. All right. So now we have 6 and 3, that gives me 18. Carry the 1. 8 and 3, 24 plus 1 is 25. Carry the 2. 3 and 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 3 and 2, just 6. 7 and 6, we got 42. Carry the 4. Then we have 8 and 2. No, we don't. We have, I was like, whoop, no, we don't. Almost screwed up. So we have, sorry, 7 and 8, we have 56. Carry the 4, that gave us 60. So carry the 6. 7 and 2 is 14 plus 6, that gives us 20. Carry the 2. 7 and 2. Okay, I'm making sure. 7 and 2 is 14 plus 2 gives me 16. I know this is tedious, but this is what we have to do. Got to practice how we play. 6 and 2 is 12, carry the 1. 6 and 2 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Carry the 1. 2 and 4 and 1 is 5. Sorry, I meant 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. And 2 times 2, that gives me 4. So, bring down my 8. All right, 5, that's 7. 10, carry the 1. That's 14, carry the 1. 11, that's 12, carry the 1. 4, 5, 6. So the first digit had 2 decimal places. The second had 2 decimal places. That means our answer should have 4 decimal places. So we're going to move it over. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be between the 2 and the 4. So $42, and I need to round it because 5 and above, we're going to give it a shove. That means we're going to add 1 to that 0. So $62.41, which a lot of you guys saw from the very beginning. Okay. All right. Why are you shocked that you got it right? All right, so I know sometimes it sounds like I'm going around the world, but this just kind of helps with the step-by-step. So let's get with the next one, because I said before, I really don't have a whole lot of time. So I don't want to waste too much time. So let's see if we can get this page done. So the smoke detector in your house has a malfunction and it beeps every 5 minutes until I took it down. If its first beep is at 10 p.m., how many times will it beep by 4 a.m. when you finally give up and take a hammer to it? I like this guy. Yeah. Seems right with me. All right, so first beep is happening at 10 p.m. We want to know how many beeps is happening by 4 a.m. And the beeps is occurring every 5 minutes. So is it A, 72, B, 73, C, 82, or D, 83? Okay, so I got a couple of people with A's. Hey, Lizzie, thank you for using the stickers. So we got a couple of A's. We have a B. We got an A, definitely an A. We got a whole bunch of A's. Hello, Angela. Got a few A's. I probably skipped a couple people. If you can replace it, I would greatly appreciate it. Just one time. Blitzfan with A's. Lamar, A with A. Okay, so we're saying 73. You're saying B. We got A's, A's, A's. We got a D. Just show us. King, I think you have a better upbringing. Let's try to get it together, okay? All right, so we got our A's, got B's. You're getting 42. All right, so we're going to have to take a look. And then we have an F. Not even an option, but here we go. All right, so we got our A's, we got our B's, we got some 72s, we got 73s. All right, so there's a fight to the death between A's and B's. All right, so let's take a look. So from, let's say, 10 p.m. to 4 a.m., we're dealing with, so since we're dealing with time, okay. So first we're dealing with the hours, okay? So you have 7, you got 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 6 hours. So this is 6, I'm going to emphasize this, hours. They're saying that the beeps are happening every 5 minutes. So I need to convert these 6 hours into minutes. What do? Multiply by 60. So I'm going to get my 360. So that's 360 minutes. But it's happening every 5 minutes. So I'm going to divide this bad boy by 5. Okay. So that gives me 72. But wait, there's more. We have to say the first beep is at 10 p.m. Okay? Most of the time when we do our counting, we skip all of 10 and we go straight to 11. We always go, what? All right, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got 6 hours. But we have to include from 10 to 11. So that means we need to add that extra 1, okay? So it started at the start of the hour. So it's actually going to be 73. Your answer is going to be B. Okay? Because since it stopped at the start of the hour. Okay? I know. All right. It's okay. How'd you get 360? Well, there's 60 minutes in the hour. Okay, so if we got 6 hours, multiply that by 60. Bam. 360. All right, let's get going. Little Tommy spends 15% of each day reading. How many hours of the day is Tommy not reading? Is it A, 6 and 2/10, B, 4 and 1/10, C, 20 and 4/10, or D, 19 and 5/10? That's all right. Nope, not wrong. Why is Tim? You mean Tommy? Yeah. All right, so I got some C's. I have some B's. I have an A. I have a B. Okay, right now, the answer is Papa. Because remember, when you count from 10 to 11, you didn't include that 1. It started at the top of the hour, so you have to include that 1. Okay. Okay. Oh, keep it nice, Chris. You could be doing other things, which is probably along the line of what you're thinking. But, because that's how we think. All right. All right. Thanks very much. Hey, Addicted to Success. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, a lot of people are giving me C's. A couple people are giving me B's. All right, awesome. So if we're taking 15% of each day, and they're saying how many hours, so that should be the cue. Okay, how many hours are in a day? Well, there are 24 hours in a day. And we want 15% of that. So if we're looking at 15%, and this is one thing that I like to do, because a lot of people will say, all right, if I got to take 15% of it, then I would multiply it by 0.15, get an answer, then subtract it by the 24, and then voila, I get my 20.4. Or if 15% is coming out of the day, how much is staying on the day? Because he's spending 15% reading. But they're saying, how many hours is he not reading? So 15% he's reading, but 85% he is not reading. So we need to change that to 0.85 or 85 hundredths, because 85% of the day he's not reading. He's probably doing some other stuff that is constructive. So we're going to multiply the 24 by 0.85. So 4 and 5, that gives me 20. Carry the 2. 5 and 10, that gives me 12. 8 and 4, 32. Carry the 3. So 8 and 2, 16. And 3, that gives me a 19. Bring down my 0. Have my 4. That gives me 10, carry the 1, that gives me 2. Since this is 2 decimal places, this is 0 decimal place. 0 plus 2, that means I should have an answer that has 2 decimal places. Starting at the end, 1, 2. Decimal should be between 0 and 4, and that will give me close to 20.4. Now, once you do this and you notice the numbers are 2040, which one matches? Oh, it's C. That's my answer. Circle it, bub it, click it, and move on. Because remember, this is going to be a timed assessment. All right. The next two are going to be a little tough, but we definitely can get it done. All right. So 15. Here we go, ASVAB people. Your first sergeant instructs you to recognition some paint. Can't even speak. Some paint from supply and paint a room. The room has a ceiling. Listen to this. The room has a ceiling that is 8 feet high. The length of the room is 10 feet. The width of the room is 5 feet. The room has no windows, and you are to paint the doors as well. Assume that 1 can of paint will cover 145 square feet of space. How many cans of paint will you need to get from supply? Okay, you know we're all short-handed with supplies, so you can't be like, oh, let me just get the largest one. We'll get 4, and then we'll just do whatever we got to do, and then we'll return the paint. No, because remember, you got to sign off on every single solitary thing that you are using. They have to figure out how much food is being used. They have to figure out how much water is being used. So everything has to be rationed out. Okay? Welcome to the military. So is it going to be 1 can of paint, 2 cans of paint, 3 cans of paint, or 4 cans of paint? Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing some C's, B's, 3, 2. Okay, you forgot. Okay. Oh, Big G Money saying C. Tim, we got C. We got Michael. Let's see. See it out. We got B. We got C's. We got 3. We got C's. Okay, we got A. Say 1 or 2, but I'm probably going to say A. Okay. By 4, put back what you don't use. Anthony, you can't do that. It's military. It's a different world, my babies. It's a different world. Okay? You can only pull out what you only can use. All right? Life lesson. Okay? Don't you have to multiply? You're going to have to do a lot of stuff. Okay? Are we finding volume or area? That's what you got to tell me. So we got 3, we got A, we got B, we got C's, we got 3's. Okay, we got C's, we got B's. So B, C, D will all technically be correct, but you got to make a decision, Corey, and you got to make it fast. If not, you're going to have your superior in your face constantly. Trust me, I want to be that person. Okay, Princess is saying 3 cans. Okay. We got our C's, we got our those, we got our formula, we got this. What's the answer? You tell me. What's the answer? You tell me. All right, we got C's, we got B's. All right, so let's see. So since they're saying, okay, you're in a room, right? The room has a ceiling that's 8 feet high. The length of the room is 10 feet. The width is 5 feet. Okay, there's no windows, so we don't have to worry about pulling out how much windows or all that. And we're going to paint the door. So they're not saying how many cans of paint they're going to fill into that room till it fills up. That's volume. So like if I had, let's say I have this lovely little box, right? And I'm not saying that, okay, I want to know how much cans of paint I can use to fill this box. That's volume. See, we're talking about what's going on inside. So we got the ceiling, we got the walls. Okay, pretend that that's straight. There we go. Okay, we are looking at what's called surface area. Okay, volume is when you fill. Surface area is basically the sides. So what you have here, as soon as I get myself all acclimated, there we go. Okay, so what you have here, see my artsy side coming out. Okay, do, and do. So we're saying that this is going to be 10 feet. Okay, I know the ceiling is up here is 10 feet, but they're saying that, okay, it's 8 feet high. The length of the roof is 10. The width is 5. The length of the roof is 10. The width is 5. And what they're looking at is surface area. So now your surface area, you're basically taking your length times your width. You're taking your length times your width plus your width times your height plus your height times your length. And then multiply by 2. Add them together, then multiply by 2. So the easiest way I like to look at it is, okay, I'm just going to say 10 times 5, get an answer. 10 times 8, I like to do it this way. I stick to one of them first, and then the other 2 I multiply. So I have my 50, I have my 80, and I have my 40. So if you want, you can multiply this by 2, or you can add them together, then multiply by 2. It's going to be completely up to you. So, but here's the thing. We have the ceiling. We have the length of the room. So if I do one of them, they're not doing the ceiling and the floor. They're just doing the ceiling. So that 10 times 5, I'm only going to use that bad boy once, because we're only doing the ceiling. They didn't say we're going to be doing the floor. Okay? So you're painting the doors as well. So we're not doing the tops and the bottoms. Okay, there's no floor. We're just doing the ceiling. So now we have our sides when it comes to the 10 and the 8. So this will be this part, this wall, and this back wall. So if I multiply those 2 by 2, I'm going to get 160. Then we're going to have this 5 times 8 and this part of the wall 5 times 8. So 40 times 2, that will give me 80. Okay. All right. So when I add these up, I got 11, that's 1, that's 19, carry the 1, that's 290. But they're saying 1 can will cover 145 square feet. So if we know that we have the dimension of 290 and my 145, okay, I know that 145, I think 145 is by 2. Okay, so 145, that's 5, that's 10, 8 and 1, that's 9, yep, which gives me 0. So you need exactly 2 cans of paint. Okay, you are not including the floor. Trust me, please don't paint the floor. Okay, don't do that. Sorry, I'm trying to make it large for some reason. My phone paint the floor. Okay, don't do that. Sorry, I'm trying to make it large for some reason. My phone's being weird. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see if I can find one that I can do real quick, because the next one is also going to be a doozy. Actually, no, it's not. All right, let's do the last one. Let's do it quickly. Here we go. Sorry. Okay. So you moved across town and constructing boxes to put your goodies into. You begin with a sheet of cardboard that forms an 8 by 6 foot rectangle and cuts 2 by 2 feet squares out of each corner in order to fold the box. When you complete the box, how many cubic feet of knickknacks will it hold? Okay, so how much will it hold? How much will it fill? That means we're looking at volume. Okay, we're looking at volume. And they told us it's going to be rectangular. So that is our length times width times height. Now, so they already told us that they're cutting out 2 by 2. So that's 2 by 2. That's 2 by 2. That's 2 by 2. And that's 2 by 2. Okay, so when we're completed, let me raise it up a little bit. Probably shrink it down just a hair. Okay, when it's completed, okay, how much will it hold? Will it hold 8, 10, 16, or 18 cubic feet? Once everything is all said and done. So is it A, B, C, or D? Thank you so much for the gifts and everything. Appreciate it. Okay, V saying C. Okay, saying 16. T, I see 16. Okay. So you're cooked. That we got some 16s. We have some C's. We have some A's. We have some C's. Okay, we got 16s. Okay. All right. 16, we got 16s. Okay, so let me show you. All right, so remember, this part will be gone. So this is basically like an area of 4. This is an area of 4. This is area of 4 and an area of 4. So what we have left is our length. It's not going to be 8. That's what they say here. But we're taking off 4. So that means my length is going to be 4. Let me put it here. Slide over and slide down. So we have our volume, which is our length is going to be 4. Now our width, they said this whole side was originally 6. But again, we're taking 4 off. So 6 minus 4 will give us our 2. And then the height is basically going to be what we're cutting out. If I fold it, it's going to be this high. And that high, we already said, is going to be 2. So 4 times 2 gives me 8. 8 times 2 gives me 16. Okay, so our volume is going to be 16 cubic feet. Okay, so all we had to do was knock off some pieces of the sides. Okay, all right, I know, just work with it. Okay, so this, unfortunately, I'm going to have to wrap up because I have to get myself ready for my next person, but we will have more fun and entertainment tomorrow. Tomorrow, unless someone takes a spot, I might be able to go a little bit longer than today. All right. So, well, thank you for those that came in here and popped down. Yesterday I was having major problems downloading from TikTok. I don't know what was going on, but if anything, take a screenshot of this if you don't know already. If you want to see some of the replays, this is where you can go. This is what you have to type in to find it. And I would love for you to do all 5 of those things. So what I'm going to upload tonight was yesterday's live as well as today's live. Okay, so definitely give me like roughly this evening. I won't be available after tutoring till about 10 p.m. So yeah, 4:15 to 10 p.m. Okay. All right. So if anything, if you want to know where you can get courses, where you can get books, all that stuff, courses, everything is actually in my, I don't even know if I can say the word bio anymore. But if anything, just go here. If you want anything about tutoring, and you can just go straight to my web at acgmathtutoring.com. So all of that is in there. You can find out for books. You can find out for tutoring sessions, and you can also find out for courses. Okay. All right. Like to be GED? Yep. I tried to get stuff that is going to be a combination of everything. And so far, especially those 4-point questions, yeah, you're going to be seeing some word problems. All right. All right, everyone. I will see you guys next time. Have a lovely day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. If anything, just go ahead and just shoot me a message. If you have any questions before you purchase anything, please do that. I'd rather you do that than nothing at all. All right. Take care now. Bye.